So I'm going to be breaking down this matchup for 2011, okay? The Miami Heat and the Dallas Mavericks, okay? I want to give a shout out to Neji 1984 for wanting to know the odds of the Mavs Heat finals, okay? So I'm going to break down that matchup. I made, uh, a video on Stephen A. predicting that the Cavs were going to win. Initially, that was his prediction, and I said at the end of the video, comment on what you wanted me to talk about going back, in the past on certain games where you wanted to break down these. You wanted me to break down these matchups. Okay, so thank you to Neji 1984. Okay, so 2011. Here are the odds. Okay, for the Heat heavy favorites over the Mavericks. Okay, so don't forget they used the 2-3-2 format back in the day. All right, back in 2011. All right, so I just want to point out that the Heat at that time, this is when LeBron James, it was his first year in Miami. Okay, he did not win a championship that year. All right, I discussed that in my previous video with the Durant and LeBron comparison. Okay, the Heat and the Dallas Mavericks. Now, Heat was $1.80, giving you had to put up 180 to win 100 on this series. Okay, a lot less than what the Warriors was. Okay, Warriors was a huge favorite. Okay, the Warriors were 260. Okay, to win the NBA Finals this year in 2017. Okay, 260. So you had to put up 260 to win 100. Now I'm going to explain why I believe there was more money on the Heat that year than there was on the Warriors this year. Okay, the reason for that is because the Heat were only 180. Now, the average, most bettors, most public bettors, unless you're a huge bettor where you're betting thousands of dollars on these games, but most average bettors that are betting are not going to put more than $200 on a game. Okay, maybe even less. Okay, people, just average bettors, public bettors betting these games are not going to put up more than 200 on a game. Okay, so the Warriors at 260, you would have to put up 260 to win 100 on this team to win the NBA Finals. Now on this one, you would have to put up 180 to win 100. Okay, the higher these odds go, that's why I said in my last video that these odds are predetermined, because it's going to force the bettors, the public bettors, to not, wager on the game. They basically get you to not wager on a side when they don't want you to, because they're going to raise the odds up. Okay, and that's how it favors them. It always is going to favor them in that way. Okay, so the Heat were 180. Okay, that's respectable. Okay, most public bettors don't like to go over 200. Okay, just think about it. You're not going to want to put up 200, more than 200 to win 100. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really that smart, and the public realizes that. They're not going to want to put up 400 to win 100 or 300 to win 100. Okay, they don't want to do that. Mostly the heavy bettors will do something like that. Okay, so you could just imagine they made Warriors 260. At some places, it was probably higher than that, 300. Okay, and then after game one, it was 700. Okay, after the Warriors won game one, they made it 700. Okay, so they raised the odds, obviously, because Warriors had a game under their, had a game won already for them. Okay, so that was a huge advantage. So the books had to raise that line and make it 700. Okay, so you had to put up at that point 700 to win 100. Okay, so that's what I mean. Not a lot of people are going to do that. So I know there was a lot of money going with the Warriors initially, but then after that, people started betting on the Cavs. Okay, so people were probably taking this plus 500 on the Cavs at that point. So the books were getting action from everywhere. Okay, not just from the Warriors, they're getting action from the Cavaliers as well, because the public saw this number here at 700 and they got scared. Okay, they're not going to want to bet that. They're going to come in on the Cavs. So you could just see that the books are getting action from every direction, and that's why they never lose. And that's why they always come out on top, because of the way they structure and predetermine these odds. Okay, so I just wanted to bring that to attention. All right, so you understand how the odds work and how they make these lines. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and go into the breakdown of these games, game by game. Okay, so Tuesday, May 31st, 2011. This is game one. Okay, game one, and it went it went 6 games. Okay, so Dallas won 4-2 in the series. Okay, so like I said, Miami was the initial favorite coming in. Okay, so obviously the public is going to go with Miami in the first game. Okay, it was 4.5 across the board. I don't know why this says pick 'em here. Okay, this is a typo right here. This pick, the line was 4.5 across the board in every sports book. Okay, with very little movement. All right, so Miami ended up winning this game by 8. Okay, so the books took a hit here. Okay, they lost the first game. Okay, they won by 8. They lost this first game. Okay, it's just easy to see that they lost. Now they come in on game 2. All right, and it's still 4.5. It's still 4.5. Okay, Miami's up 1. Okay, so they came in again on Miami because they're the favorite. The public's not going to take Dallas at this point yet. They're not going to take Dallas, especially because Miami's at home. The line held. Okay, so I see no reason for them to take Dallas here, because don't forget, at that time Miami was a super team. Okay, potential super team. They were the super team. Everybody thought at that point they were. So Miami, they were betting Miami again, and this time they lost. So the books made money here. Okay, they made money here. Dallas ended up winning outright by 2. Okay, they covered. Okay, so now we go to June 5th, Sunday, for game 3. Okay, so now the series is tied. Now the series is tied 1-1. Okay, so obviously they're going to come in on Miami here. Okay, and this one's a little bit different than some matchups. Okay, because here Miami's the road team. Okay, and the public's going to come in on them, but they made Dallas the favorite. Okay, the public likes to bet the underdog a lot, the team that's better. But see, it's disagreeing with what the sports books and the line makers had, because they had Dallas as the favorite at home by 2. Okay, so a lot of people are going to take Miami at +2 here. Okay, so this one didn't work out. It didn't work out for the books, and they lost. Okay, so 88, they won 88-86 here. Okay, so Miami covered by 4 actually. They won by 2. Okay, so the books have lost these 2 games already. They won here in the second game. Okay, now we come to game 4. Okay, game 4, June 7th, Tuesday. Okay, all right, so this one's tricky. This one, in my opinion, I'm not too sure on where the percentage was structured, but I'm pretty sure, I'm kind of like 80% sure that it was 50-50 on both sides. Okay, so the action was coming in from all directions on this game. Okay, the 4th game. All right, and the books, I'm pretty sure that some books had lopsided action on Miami, others had it on Dallas. Okay, or it could have been even. All right, so this is a 50-50 one. It's really hard to tell where the books made money. Some books could have made money on this game, and some books might have lost. Okay, but it's kind of funny because look what the score was. It ended in a 3-point game, and every book, either pushed or they had to pay back if it was 2.5, depending on how many people bought. Okay, because you could buy points as well. So most of the books had to give back this money here, or they had to pay out money depending on what line you had at that time. Okay, so I could just see that the books either broke even here, or might have made a little bit, might have lost a little bit. It just really varies between book to book. Okay, and Vegas, depending on how the odds and how people were betting at their sports book. Okay, so now we get to Thursday, June 9th, 2011, Thursday. Okay, now since Dallas won this game here, okay, so now let's see, right now it's It was 1-1. Miami went up 2-1, and then it's tied again, 2-2. So obviously they're going to come in on Miami again. Okay, and this is a very similar game to this one right here, where the books lost. Okay, because the public was taking the underdog here, and they ended up winning, where the books made Dallas the favorite. Okay, they made Dallas the favorite, so the public was going against the line makers. Now look what happened here. Same exact situation. They were going with Miami again on the underdog, and this time the sports books got them on this one, and they made them a 1-point favorite. It was pick here. Some books had it at 1.5, but this line opened up at 2 and it dropped to 1. Okay, this one opened up at 2 and dropped to 1. I checked that. I checked the opener on this game, so a lot of people were taking Miami. I know that 100%. A lot of people were taking Miami here, and this one was totally lopsided. So Dallas ended up covering here. Won for the books. A lot of money. I think this is the game. Game 5. Yeah, Game 5. This one, they made a ton of money in this game. This one was, I can just see this one clearly lopsided on this one. Easy to spot. Okay, now Game 6, June 12th, Sunday, 2011. Okay, same situation. Now Miami is in a must win, okay, because now it's 3-2. Dallas is up 3-2 in the series, okay, because they won here. So now it's 3-2, must win for Miami. Miami needs to win this game, okay. Public comes in on Miami, okay. Look what happens. Dallas ends up winning. They cover easily. They win outright. They made Miami a huge favorite, the biggest favorite, at a must win. Okay, the books made them a 5-point favorite, so they were coming in on Miami. It's completely obvious. Everybody took Miami. Dallas ends up winning, wins the championship. They win 4-2 in the series, and that's it. Books make money on this game as well. So they won 3 out of the 6 games. Okay, with this one being, a split maybe, or possibly win, or a little bit of losses. So they made money. They clearly made money. The Las Vegas casinos made tons of money on this series. So that's basically it in this video. Just breaking down game by game. If you didn't understand, you can go back and just watch, what I break down in these games. And I didn't explain the quarters in these ones or the halves, but you can just see most of the time the books make it on the game, and that's mostly what's important to them, because of the fact that most people like to bet the game. They don't like, not a lot of people bet first halves and second halves unless you've been betting for quite a while. Then that usually happens with the more advanced bettors. So that's basically it in this video. And once again, thank you to Neji1984. I'll be making some more of these videos in the future. This seems like a good thing that I can do, since the NBA is gone for now, and then football, and I'll be talking about more about that in the future. So comment, rate, and subscribe. Keep sharing my videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.